Good morning to all of you. In this video, we'll continue our lesson Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. In our last video, we completed almost half of the story. Okay, and the rest of the part we'll complete in this lecture. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. So there was a system, I told you, apartheid, and that system has long lasting effect on his country and his people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. So they tolerate a lot this system, and not just generation, but after the liberty they cannot quickly remove that effect of apartheid. They need some time, they need some years to remove the effect of that apartheid, or you can say the racial system. They need to recover. Okay, but the decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Tambos, the Walter Sissulus, the Chief Lithulus, the Yusuf Dados, the Bram Fischers, the Robert Sobokovis of our time, men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like many may never be known again. So there is an extraordinary and unexpected effect of that brutality or that oppression, that they produce some leaders. Here are the name of leaders like Oliver Tombos, Yusuf Dados. Okay, actually these leaders or these person are the men of courage. They fought well for the freedom of South Africa. That's why Nelson Mandela mentioned their names. Okay, means basically he's saying that from that brutality or for that suffrage, they produce leaders like that. Okay, perhaps it requires such depth of oppression to create such heights of character. May my country is rich in minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamond. So it these type of characters, these type of personality takes time. They need a depth of oppression to create such a character. Nelson Mandela said that his country have all the pearls and minerals under the soil, but he knew that the real pearls or minerals are the people of the country, and they are more pure, or you can say more finer than the diamonds. Clear? It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. You can see Nelson Mandela is so humble that he's praising again and again those leaders, and he's saying that only from these persons or these comrades he know the real meaning of courage. Time and again I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. I have seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defines the imagination. So Nelson Mandela basically saying that he saw those persons, men and women, who sacrifice their lives without any fear or without any selfishness. They just stand before the fear and before the torture. Okay, and that torture is beyond our imagination. but they gave or they sacrificed their life for a single idea, and that idea is liberty. That idea is freedom. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. So, courageous person doesn't mean that he never feared. Actually, courageous person or courage is that a person who wins over his fear. Okay, the brave man is not the who does not feel afraid, but who conquers that fear. Okay, who defeated that fear. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. We all know that, na? That no person is born evil, but he may. His circumstances, his atmosphere make him to hated other person. His background is lesion. People must learn of to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can taught to love. If a person can learn how to hate, can be also taught how to love, right? For love comes more naturally to human heart than its opposite. So loves come naturally, more naturally to human being than hate. Clear? Even in the grimmest time in prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits. Now, what is the meaning of pushed to our limits? It means when you have the last point of your ability to bear pain, मीन्स इससे ज़्यादा पेन आप बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते, दैट इज कॉल्ड पुश टू आर लिमिट्स. Clear? I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. When he and his comrade were in the jail, then he just saw a glimpse of humanity in one of the guards, and that was enough for Nelson Mandela to continue his path, to continue to walk on his way. Because if you have humanity, if you have goodness, your goodness can be hide but cannot be distinguished. It means वो आपकी जो goodness है उसको छुपा सकते हैं but उसको अलग नहीं कर सकते आपसे. Clear? In life, every man has twin obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife, children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. So we have two type of roles and duties. First, for our family, our mother, father, sister, wife, children. And the second for our community, society, our country, our people. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclination and ability. Inclination means about his behavior and ability. Okay, every man fulfills his duties towards his family and as well as toward his country as per his abilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. But in South Africa, if we talk about South Africa, there is impossible for a person to do both the duties for the country and for the family with the color of black. In South Africa, man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. If the person who is black in color, he is trying to live a normal life like other human beings like whites, he must be punished according to white rule. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was immediately ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live in life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. If a person trying to do his duty for the people, okay, for the people. So he was snatched from his family and he has to live a isolated life. He is forced to live a isolated life like a rebellion. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevent from fulfilling my obligation as a son, as a brother, as a father, and a husband. So, Nelson Mandela chose his place people above his family, but when he attempting to serve his people, that he was prevented to fulfill his obligation for his family, his son, his brother, his a son, a father, a brother, a husband. So he's failed to fulfill all these obligations which are required in his family. Okay, I was not born with the hunger to be free. I was born free, free in every way that I could know. When Nelson Mandela is saying that when he was born, he didn't know about liberty, he didn't know about freedom. He was free himself. He was totally free, he could do anything. He didn't know the meaning of freedom, that what is freedom. Okay, he didn't have any hunger of freedom. Free to run in the fields near the in my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. So he's saying that when he was born, he was totally free. He could play in the fields, he can run in the fields, he can swim in the stream, okay, he can roast meal under the stars, or he can ride on the slow moving bulls. But when he start to obey his father, okay, and abided by, he was bound by the custom of his tribe, and he was not any trouble, he was not fear of God and laws of man and duties of man, or what should I do, what should I not do. It means he was totally free, like a boy. ओके, जैसे बच्चे होते हैं फ्री, वैसे वो फ्री था. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion which is not real. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. When he's growing up, he came to know that this freedom is only an illusion. My freedom had already taken from me, and I began to hunger for it. Means he began to hunger for freedom. At first, as student, I wanted freedom only for myself, the transitory freedom of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I choose. So when he was a boy, he was in a young age, he just want freedom from for himself only. He just want to read whatever he read, he want to study, he want to go wherever he want to. All right. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential, of earning my keep or marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in lawful life. When later on, he just need to live a honorable freedom, achieving his potential, okay, marrying, having family. So these type of freedom he wants. All right. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. then he realized that he is only not in foundations, not only in sessions. His brother and sisters, they were not free also. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. He realized that who look like I did means who is in black color. Everyone freedom was captured, or you can say behind the case. Then I that is when I joined the African National Congress. Short form is ANC. And that is when the hunger for my own freedom become the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So when he was thinking about himself only, and after that he saw the people of his country, that everybody is bound in sessions who has a black color. So his area of thinking become larger and larger, and now he need the freedom of his people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life, that transformed a frightened young man into a bold one, that drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal, that turned a family loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life loving man to live like a monk. So that thought, that desire to free the country makes all the difference in Nelson Mandela's life. He left his family, he became a monk who doesn't have any family and who doesn't care about his loved ones. Okay, and he was frightened, but after that he became bold. First he was law abiding person, after that he was become criminal in the law, in the eyes of law. Clear? First he was a family loving husband, and now he become the man without home. I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedom I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. So I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man. Means he is comparing him with other persons. He is praising the another persons. But he found that he could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. So he want whole freedom. He couldn't enjoy the, you can say, poor and limited freedoms. Okay, freedom is indivisible. Sorry, indi- uh, indivisible, indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains of all my people were the chains on me. So now the chains, he used the word chains. Chains is a symbolic word, and we use that word for the restrictions, the foundations which they are suffering with. Yes, the chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. If one person is suffering, if one person, one black people, black person is under the, you can say, suffrage or bondage or sections, it means the whole nation with black population is suffering, and the whole nation is suffering, that means I am suffering. It means he comparing the suffering of whole nation with himself. If someone is sad due to this, then Nelson Mandela is also sad. Clear? I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. Now oppressor who is ruling over somebody, oppressed who are under rule. Okay, but Nelson Mandela, after got freedom, he didn't punish the oppressors, he set free them. Okay, a man who takes away another's man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. So he set them free. He didn't punish the white people, he didn't punish the white rulers or oppressors. He set them free because he said that if I do the same thing which they did with us or did with me, then there is no difference between them and me. If I have the hatred for them, it means I am still in the case, I am still behind the bars of hatred. Okay, or narrow mindedness. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. This is a very important line and a very good line statement also, that if someone takes our freedom, we are not free. But if we take someone's freedom, we are also not free. Why we are not free? Because we are behind the bars, we are captured in a cage of hatred. That's why we are not free. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. Okay, so the oppressor and oppressed, they must be free and they should be united with each other. So this is our lesson, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. Okay, a very good example of nobility. Okay, a very good example of selflessness. All right, thank you, have a nice day.